What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode. Let me quickly try to find where the hell oh, there it is. Found it. Where the music's coming from so I can turn it down for us. Give me a second here. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me switch over. Yo! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day today. Markets had a nice bounce. Nice bounce back up above the 600, 590, 598 area that I was talking about. Was it 589? 590, 589 area that I was talking about, which we never really went down to. Bounced right off of the 595, 596 area today in the going into the close over here. And then Nvidia earnings report, obviously very spicy earnings report coming out over here from Nvidia right now as we speak. So let's head over to the screens. Let's take a look at how the market's moving. Let's take a look at how my things are not working. Also, I wanted to do something here. Hold on, give me a second. I want to go here and I want to unlock my webcam. I want to hit transform, flip horizontally, and then I'll lock my webcam. This way, when I look at my screen over here, it looks like I'm actually looking at my current screen on the stream. I noticed that they don't match up. So now when I'm looking at my screen over here, it looks like I'm actually looking at the actual chart, which is kind of a quality, stream quality enhancer just by doing something so small. Just thought that it would look good. Just let me know if it doesn't look good, then we can obviously switch it back, or I can move my camera and the chart over. Anyways, I think this looks better because now when I'm looking at the screen, it looks like I'm actually looking at the screen, which is this way. Okay, anyways, yeah, as I was saying, QQQ, nice little pop over here going into the after hours thanks to Nvidia earnings report. Nvidia blasting off at the moment as we're speaking, going up to prices that we haven't seen like 7 days ago. So going back into prices that you know, basically going back into the all-time high territories. Obviously have to read the earnings report, so we're gonna load up our good friend Benzinga. Here comes the Benzinga screen for anyone who's interested. Check out the link down below in the description to get 15% off on Benzinga. Or was it 10%? I forget. I think it's 10%. Don't quote me. The links are in the description below, and that will tell you exactly how much percentage you're getting off by clicking on that link. So make sure you go check it out. This segment is brought to you by this segment is brought to you by Benzinga. Let's go see what the report is. Where are we? So, a couple articles out. I want the better article, though. Where is the better article with all the numbers? I guess it's not out yet. It's only been about 15 minutes since the numbers came out, so we can quickly just glance over some of these numbers. Reported quarterly earnings of $1.30 per share, which beat the estimates of $1.25 by 4.17%. This is a 60% increase on EPS from the same period last year, which was at 0.81 cents. Compared to same period last year, the company reported sales of $57 billion, which beat the estimates of $54.8 billion by 4% almost, approximately 4%. This happens to also be a 60% increase over sales from same period last year, which was $35 billion. So growing. If I remember correctly, though, last quarter before this, they were growing by 100%. So the growth is diminishing, but they're still growing for a big company that they are, showing you that the demand in AI is still out there. Trump had a Saudi forum today where they were talking about AI investments and in general technology. Knowing Trump, he's talking about more than just AI and technology. He's talking about a bunch of stuff. But in there, you know, Jensen was there at the meeting. Elon Musk was there at the meeting. They were talking about the Blackwell and how Blackwell potentially is not going to have some competition for 10 years or so, which you know, I know is bullshit. Trump just says whatever comes to his mind. He always goes off script and starts weaving his sentences to make himself and his country look good. But at the end of the day, the truth is, you know, Nvidia is at the top at the moment. There is competition from AMD, but most likely it's like 2, 3, 5 years out, not 10 years. 10 years is too long. I don't think it's 10 years out. But they're pretty close, right? Nvidia is pretty close to AMD is pretty close to Nvidia, and Nvidia is still the king in AI graphics cards and gaming graphics cards and so on. So that's why you're seeing the growth come into play over here. Monster move. Nvidia gives strong forecast. Now obviously that's important. Helps counter fears of AI bubble. Says Blackwell Ultra is now our leading architect. H2O sales insignificant in Q3. So the H2O sales, I guess, are now insignificant compared to Blackwell. Is that what they're saying? Gaming revenue up on continued demand for for Blackwell. Looking good over there. And the fact that he said gaming in this over here makes me happy, because I actually have some positions on Polymarket that he says gaming. No, I don't, because gaming is actually trading at a pretty high strike at 95 cents on the dollar. So I did not buy any over there. But I'll show you guys right now what positions I have for the Nvidia conference call, which will be coming up very soon. I have tariffs no at 47 cents. I have talent yes at 49 cents. I have self-driving yes at 68 cents. I have Cosmos yes at 58 cents. I have hyperscaler yes at 80 cents. And I am trying to get humanoid yes at 62, 63. Looks like someone came in and threw an order above my order. So, you know what I'm gonna do, naturally, penny jump that guy, because F you for penny jumping me. So I was on 62. We're gonna throw an order on 64 right now. The book is drying up because we're very close to the conference call. Conference call should be very, very soon, around 5 p.m. EST, if I remember correctly. Let's just go check if it is. Earnings, conference call, event starts in 22 minutes, so that's basically 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, boom, we got filled at 64 cents on our position, I think, because my order is no longer existing. We were at 64 cents, but I think now that order is filled. There you go. So we got filled at 64 cents, and now we have all our positions that I should say I have all my positions that I want to hold on to for this trade. And once earnings conference call starts, we can dive into that bad boy and see how that plays out for ourselves. Besides that, I mean, look, monster earnings report, 60% beat EPS, 60% beat revenue. That's 120% beat across the board. Now I'm joking, it doesn't work like that, but overall good beat. People were expecting Nvidia to actually have some fearful numbers. People were talking about the AI bubble popping and how potentially Nvidia does not grow as they were previously growing, and in fact miss on their EPS and revenue, which would have brought the market down drastically to the downside had Nvidia done anything like that. But thankfully, for the sake of the bulls, for the sake of the long-term accounts, for the sake of the people who only buy longs, this is exactly what you want to see. We hit 196 almost, 195.82 at the high, almost hitting 196 on Nvidia, and obviously this name is going to be very important overnight today on the overnight markets, which is the 8 o'clock to 4 p.m. markets, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. markets, which is the overnight market. Will be pretty interesting to see how the stock trades over there. Some other companies that could potentially have a sympathy move along. Wow, AMD got really smoked today, but nice little rally here on AMD. Intel potentially having a rally off of that earnings report too, and obviously the overall market having a nice rally back above the $600 price point. We really don't want to see the market below 588, 588.50, so it's a good thing that Nvidia is saving the market here. But the important question will be, how does the market... Man, why is this hurting me? My armrest is completely falling apart, and the leather's peeling like this, and the edges are rough, and they kind of like scratch your body. These rough edges over here. I don't know if you guys can see these rough edges, but yeah, my chair is falling apart, guys. My computer's falling apart, my chair's falling apart, my life's falling apart. But we're here all day, every day, streaming for you guys. Hey bro, what's up, Angry? What's up, TH? How's you guys doing? Benzinga is a derogatory form of saying bazinga. Is it derogatory? An utterance by Sheldon Cooper in the show Big Bang Theory. I'm pretty sure bazinga was before Sheldon Cooper, but I know Sheldon Cooper from Big Bang Theory. I used to watch that show quite a bit back in the day. I used to enjoy it. I don't really watch it anymore. Is it even active? Kaylee Kuko, is that her name? She's a cutie, absolute cutie. And now there's a new show. What is it? Young Sheldon, I think. I haven't really seen that, but I've seen people talk about Young Sheldon quite a bit. I haven't seen Young Sheldon either. Oh yeah, you said later young Sheldon. Yeah, later young Sheldon. That shit reminds me of trading the World of Warcraft auction house. What? I don't remember which one, what you were talking about, or what I was talking about that reminds you of that. That's funny. I used to market make the silver gold markets in Albion Online when it first came out. If you played any sort of MMORPG game. Speaking of which, there's a new MMORPG game coming out called Ashes of Creation, which I'm very interested about. You know, I've been waiting for a good MMORPG game for some time now, so maybe Ashes of Creation will be that MMORPG for me. I've also been waiting for the Riot MMORPG to come out. We'll see if that ends up taking my life away from me or not. But no, overall, the point I was getting to is if you played RuneScape, World of Warcraft, any of these multimedia, massive multiplayer massive multiplayer online role-playing game. If you are if you're in that genre in general, then you know, you would have had to play the market game, and that was probably the best way to train a young kid into the stock market world. You know, I've had to deal with a lot of the market mechanics. I used to buy something at the low, hold it for a couple map iterations, and then sell it later, because you know that a certain item is maybe not valuable right now because people are leveling up, but that certain item down the line is going to be way more valuable than it is at the moment. So you buy as many as of those items you can at the low price, and then you hoard it, and then you put it in your warehouse, and then when it's time to sell, you sell it, and then you walk out with some profit. Then you take the profit and you go buy gear. You know, I've had to do all that fun stuff, and basically what trained me into being the horrible trader that I am. But yeah, a great experience. Anyone who wants to learn how to trade stocks, I would 100% put them through the gaming environment. You know, if I've seen something, it's that gaming has been the biggest precursor to success. If you are able to play video games at a high level, you actually have the ability to potentially be successful at trading, and this has been proven time and time again by multiple day traders who are very successful, who previously were in the esports scene. For example, Brian Lee, I think his last name's Lee. Another one is Eternal Envy. You know, these Dota players, these League of Legends players, not as much as the FPS gamers, but games that require you to think in strategy based, like real-time strategy games, StarCraft. Dota is not a strategy game, but it's in that same realm, because you're always having to think about strategies like League of Legends and so on. So biggest precursor to trading that I've ever seen has been gaming. So if you're a top tier gamer, there's a chance you could go out there, make some money in the market. Time to figure it out, baby. We were actually at one point, in fact, thinking about using gaming as an interview method. Use it to interview people and hire people at my old office. Maybe my boss was joking about that because I kept talking about how gaming was a precursor, but at one point he did agree with me. Maybe he was agreeing with me to shut me up, but at one point he did agree with me. This is a good clip. Yeah, potentially could clip it. Mainly just my face, nothing else over there to clip it with, but yeah. All right, 15 minutes away from the Nvidia conference call, so let's quickly, in the meantime, head over to, not that. Let's quickly head over to, in the meantime, where is my page? Oh my god, I got so many tabs open, chat. Is this it? Nope. Let's just, there you go. What else did report today? PanW, that's a good name to keep an eye on. PanW, let's see if they crashed or they soared. They crashing right now as we're speaking. So originally a spike on PanW and then a complete reversal. Let's go see if that's how it works. Yeah, originally a spike and then got completely slammed back down. This is the 10-second chart over here. You can see how they tried to pull back to 200 and then sellers came right back in. A straight down move on the 10-second chart from the $200 area all the way to 186. A little bit of a pop from that 186 right now, but PanW seems to be struggling, and in my opinion, these are the only two names I'm going to really be caring about tomorrow. There could be other names out there that you can throw on your watch list, like Walmart, Zim, Carnival Cruise Line. Wait, that's not Carnival Cruise Line, that's Shoe Carnival. Never mind. Is that IRNE? Nope, that's not IRNE. These are some Chinese companies. Warner Music Group. So realistically, the only one that I maybe care about in pre-market is Walmart. But the two ones that I for sure care about today after hours are Nvidia and PanW. So let's go check out what PanW's earnings report looks like real quick while we wait for Nvidia's conference call. Palo Alto reported 2.47 billion versus 2.46, barely beating the revenue. 93 cents per share versus 89 cents per share, beating the EPS but also barely beating EPS. Total revenue up 16% year over year. Performance obligations grew by 24%. The company said next generation security analysts annual recurring revenue increased by 29%. Palo Alto announced that it entered into definitive agreement to acquire Chronosphere, a next-gen observability platform built to scale with AI. The acquisition is expected to strengthen the company's ability to help organizations meet demand for unified data and security foundations. Our strong start to the fiscal year was marked with excellent results across all metrics, and significant platformization wins. Nikesh, Indian. Our robust innovation engine paired with strategic acquisition of CyberArk and Chronosphere position us as the data and security partner of choice in the AI era. Outlook, this is the important part. Fiscal second quarter revenue to be in the range of 2.57 to 2.59 versus 2.57. So basically, the low end is the estimate, and they're guiding a little bit higher. So that's pretty good. The company anticipates second quarter adjusted earnings between 93 to 95 versus 93. Once again, low end is the estimate, and they're also guiding a little bit higher above that. Palo Alto also raised its fiscal 2026 guidance. The company now expects full year revenue to be 10 to 10.5, so 10.5 to 10.54 versus previous guidance of 10.48 to 10.53. So the range went up. That's a good thing. Analysts are expecting full year revenue 10.51, and once again, kind of the same thing as the quarterly for the full year. The company also raises full year adjusted guidance from 3.75 to 3.58, from 3.8 to 3.9. I guess that. Oh no, that's the previous range. This is the new range. To a new range of 3.8 to 3.9 versus previous range of 3.75 to 3.85. Kinda, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But, hello? There you go. It doesn't really matter that they raised it. It's a slight raise over there, but the estimate is 3.81. All things are looking good in terms of the forward outlook. They are guiding higher. They are giving you bullish estimates, but the bullish estimates are not that drastically higher compared than the estimates that the analysts are giving it. So overall, kind of in line if you ask me, and maybe that's why the market is really selling off PanW shares. Quickly also want to go check out what PanW's PE ratio is. 124, a little expensive, obviously. Another reason why PanW could be getting sold off. But nice recovery at the moment. The question will be, let me actually throw in an anchored VWAP for the earnings report. We're already above it a little bit. So the question will be, how will the stock react to the earnings VWAP? Right now, I'm expecting something like this, where we start holding above 192, but we're still struggling below 198 or 196, somewhere in this area. And then tomorrow, pre-market will be depending, I guess, how the market moves a little bit also. know, it's not gonna have that much weight on stocks that are reporting earnings, but it still usually has a little bit of significance on the earnings movers at the end of the day, the way the market moves. So right now, the way we're seeing clearly 190 is they tried to hold it below 190, they failed. So now 190 might end up being a little bit of a support in the after hours. We have a lot of time into after hours. We have a lot of time going into tomorrow. So, you know, anything is possible. It really comes down to how the stock is trading in the pre-market. What type of levels are we getting at the moment? The 200 area was a little significant. 198 to 200 area was a little significant. So the fact that we gave up that level is not necessarily a good thing, and if we keep rejecting around this area, then the question becomes, how does the stock, resolute, how does it resolve tomorrow in the regular market hours? So does it go back down, does it go back up, will be the question. If we do get something like this, it's gonna make my life a lot easier. Trading is going to be 10 times easier if this plays out. If it starts to, some of my lines are already in play, kind of. Look at that. It's pretty cool. If it starts to go back into this area, it's still easy. It's not going to be like an extremely hard trade, in my opinion. But I think some of the juice that you're going to be looking for the move is sadly going to be taken out of the trade. At that point, you might be looking for a bounce long, some sort of a reversion. I don't know. It really depends on how the chart looks tomorrow. Right now, your guess is as good as mine. The market seems to clearly not like the report, but the way they sold it off, and yeah, very, very good stock to keep an eye on for the day trade basket and for the swing trade too, I guess. So Nvidia and PanW, two of the most important names for tomorrow. A little sprinkle of a name that you can throw in there: Walmart reporting tomorrow pre-market, potentially getting back above this little struggle area. Every time we got above it, seems like we keep getting stuffed right back down. That happens to be around 104, potentially a pop into 104 and then a breakout of 104, or a drop into 100 and then a break below 100. 100 is a nice, significant, even dollar price point, and I promise you people will make decisions around there. If the stock is getting pummeled and getting pushed to the downside through the $100 area, you're gonna see a lot of people looking to short Walmart. But if 100 continues to hold, you might see some longs coming in. Through 104, I think you'll see a lot more longs coming in than near the 100 area, because that's actually showing you a little bit of a structural break and then a potential chance to go back into 110s over the next few weeks or so. This is already Wednesday, so tomorrow being Thursday, I'm not sure if we're gonna see 110 by the end of the week on Walmart on a good earnings report, but I could be wrong on that. That would basically be a new all-time high. Good TAM, you name drop some big names. Title can be why gamers can be such good traders. It hits the good mix of clickbait and hopefully some contrarians. I guess you're not wrong with that. Yeah, potentially I can go clip it. What was that, at 4:45 p.m.? So that was at 4:45 p.m. or so. I'll go clip it and I'll throw it up. Did you see yesterday's clip? I posted a clip yesterday. How many views did that get? Let's go check it out. I love this meme. 230 clips, nah, not much. And I shout out to the Lance B, but he never responded. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. I hate to say it, but I told you so. I hate to say it. Oh, that's me. I was gonna say, like, what the hell? Why is this over here? But no, that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. Where are we? How many minutes are we away from the conference call? 5 minutes away from the earnings conference call on Nvidia, and I'm pretty sure my buddy is going to be trading it live. Hey! Let's make some money, baby! Shout out to Prediction Markets Trader, Pred M Trader. This guy was a 6,000 followers, 5,000 followers. Buddy absolutely blew up. He was featured on CNBC. And a big shout out to him, man. This guy has been killing it on the mentioned markets. Total PNL, he's up $67,000 at the moment. This week alone, he was up 6.6K, and Buddy is absolutely on fire with his streaming with with prediction markets. He's partnered with Kalshi, so he doesn't trade Polymarket according to my knowledge, but he trades Kalshi for those of you who have Kalshi, and honestly, Kalshi has a lot better liquidity at the moment for mentioned markets, sadly. But if you are interested in prediction markets in general, then Polymarket or Kalshi, both are worth it. And Polymarket is becoming a lot more mainstream, you know, with the Saudi king talking about, oh wait, you guys can't even see the screen, with the Saudi king talking about prediction markets and so on. Here, let me show you the screen that I was looking at. Where is he? Where's my buddy prediction? What the what the? All right, we need to copy that one. Hilarious. But I was talking about my buddy here, prediction markets trader. Awesome guy. He was at like 4K, 5K followers. Now at 13,000, 14,000 followers. Blowing up. Absolutely insane trading on Polymarket and on Kalshi, on prediction markets. And he is making ridiculous money at the moment. One day it will be me. Right now it's not me, sadly, because I don't have that big of a Polymarket account. But hey, slow and steady, right? We don't gotta play the same game the same way. Everyone, there's a million ways to skin a cat. Sadly, my way to skin a cat has been wrong, very wrong recently. But hopefully, eventually, my cat will get skinned and I'll be able to wear that coat as a nice mink rug. We'll see if it's a mink rug or I have to eat the cat because I can't afford food. Either or, the cat's gonna die. That's all I know. The cat's gonna get killed. Talking about getting killed, let's go take a look at some stocks that reported this week, or sorry, today pre-market. Where the hell are all my charts? This? Yes. No, this is not it. There it is. So many tabs open. I'm getting lost. Where is it? So bullish earnings today pre-market. Target today pre-market, TJX. So let's go take a look at some of these right now before Nvidia's conference call. So bullish looks like it dropped a little bit. Remember how I said it might not have that big of a move to the downside? And in fact, I think Bitcoin had a red day today too. MSTR had a red day. I think Bitcoin had a red day from my memory. But I did remember telling you guys this might not have a bigger move than what Circle did off of its earnings report, and I was a little right. So it looks like it dropped and it popped right back up, potentially a bottom forming around $32 over here on bullish. Will be interesting to keep an eye on going forward. I want to see how TJX reported. Looks like initially a pop up and then a reject right back into previous levels. So not sure why the market didn't like it. Pre-market move was higher off the initial reaction, but then right back into previous day ranges over here on TJ Maxx and Target. This one's important. I want to see if Target got down to new ranges. It did not get down to new ranges, but it almost broke that 85.30 area. That's very interesting. So with the weakness that Target is showing over here, if we do get below 85 tomorrow, that's a big trade to take part in. But if 85 continues to show support, then you understand that there is a very good long setting up over here. Potentially, no, that's not what I want. Potentially, you'll be able to go long here around 86.50 and capture that move up to 89, and your stop will be below 85. So this is a trade that I've seen a million times before in my trading career. So something like this off the open, and then around 10 o'clock it breaks out, goes into $89 or so, and you get long somewhere in this range using the yesterday's low as your stop. So basically, if the stock is able to get below 85 and not able to reclaim 85, then you take a loss and move on. But if the stock is continuing to stay above 85, even if it goes below 85 and then is able to reclaim 85, you could take a loss and then get back in, or you could like use a shot clock, see if it stays below 85 longer than 1 minute, longer than 5 minutes, whatever your time frame is on the day trading, whatever your shot clock is, use that shot clock as a methodology to help you stay in the trade and capitalize on the move that is very, very potential tomorrow. So keep an eye out for target over there around 85. Now we have the conference call coming in. Here we go. People are already talking, so potentially we could listen into the conference call and have the market also being played. Let me pause this. Where's the conference call?
Closure in today's earnings release, our most recent forms 10K and 10Q,
That is fucking loud.
and the reports that we may file on Form 8K with the Securities and Exchange Commission. All our statements are made as of today, November 19th, 2025, based on information currently available to us. Except as required by law, we assume no obligation to update any such statements. During this call, we will discuss non-GAAP financial measures. You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial measures to GAAP financial measures. You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP on our website.
Okay, so we are
With that,
ahead,
let me
or
turn the
we
call
are
over
on
to
time.
Thank you, Toshia. We delivered
Toshia, that's a sick
outstanding
name.
quarter with revenue of $57 billion.
So the
up
words we need
62%
are
year-over-year,
hyperscaler,
record
humanoid,
sequential revenue
Cosmos,
growth of $10
self-driving,
billion or
talent,
22%.
and no
Our
tariff.
customers continue to lean into 3 platform shifts.
Ouch! What are you
fueling
saying ouch for?
exponential growth for accelerated computing,
My nose is so
powerful AI
itchy.
models,
It's probably
and
dry.
agentic applications. Yet we are still in the early innings of these transitions that will
Are we
impact
really
our work
playing
across
bingo,
every
Prad?
industry.
It's not called bingo,
We
sir.
currently have visibility
We're trading,
of $500
okay?
billion
We're
in
trading
Blackwell and Rubin revenue from the start of this
earnings
year
calls.
through the end of calendar
Technically
year
bingo, but we're trading earnings
2026.
calls.
By executing our annual product cadence and extending our performance leadership through full stack design, we believe Nvidia will be the superior choice for the
But like, you know,
$3 to $4
bingo
trillion
has a lot of
in annual
randomness to
AI
it. The
infrastructure
reason why
bill
this is not
investment
bingo,
by the
but
end of
has
the
a bingo
decade.
like tendencies
Demand
to
for
it,
AI infrastructure
is because obviously
continues
you're
to exceed
playing
our
on what words
expectations.
will be
The
said,
clouds are
and
sold
so
out,
on. So
and our
technically,
GPU
you
installed
know,
base,
gambling,
both
technically
new and
bingo.
previous
But the
generations
reason why
during
this is
Blackwell,
not bingo
Hopper,
and this is
and Azure,
educated
is
betting
fully
is
utilized.
because
Record
you are
Q3
going
data center
through previous
revenue of
transcripts
$51
and you're
billion
looking how
increased
many times do they say
66%
a certain
year-over-year,
word.
a
For example,
significant feat
humanoid.
at our
Humanoid
scale.
was said at least
Compute
once
grew
in the last earnings
56%
call. Over
year-over-year
here,
during
humanoid
10
was
nanometer
said
7300
twice
ramp,
during 3
while
times during
networking more than doubled
the Q1
following the onset of
2026.
NVLink
During
scale-up
Q4
and robust
2025, it was
double-digit
said
growth on
once,
Spectrum-X
never
Ethernet
in
and
Q3
Quantum-X Incredible.
2025, and
The
then
world of
once
hyperscalers,
in
a
what was
trillion-dollar
it, Q2
industry,
2025.
transforming
So
search,
out of 1 2 3
recommendations,
4
and
5
content
transcripts that we went
understanding from
through,
classical
there was
machine learning
almost
to generative
100%
AI.
hit rate except for
NVIDIA
one
CUDA
conference call.
excels at
So
both
basically,
and is the
using
ideal
that
platform
as
for
an
this transition,
educated guess,
driving
I think there was
infrastructure
more than a
investment measured in
64%
hundreds
chance
of
that the
billions
word
of dollars.
humanoid is said.
At
For
Meta,
example, there's
AI
more than an
recommendation
80%
systems are
chance that
delivering
hyperscaler is said,
higher
and look at the
quality
way it's
and more
trading. It's
relevant
trading like it's
content,
already been
leading to
said,
more time
right?
spent on
Hyperscaler,
apps
if
such
you
as
go
Facebook
through
and Friends.
their conference calls,
Analyst expectations for
hyperscaler,
the top
4
CSPs
times over
and
here.
hyperscalers in
You heard
2026.
hyperscaler?
Aggregate
You heard
revenue
hyperscaler, she
has
just said it.
continued to
Once
increase
over
and
here,
now sit roughly
twice
at
over
$600
here,
billion.
0
More than
times over
$200
here,
billion
0 times over here. So you use these as a methodology to help you. You also then go through the previous transcripts and you read it. How are they talking about through that word? They're using that word in what context? Is that context relevant to the current earnings report? For example, humanoid is such a big important thing right now because Elon is talking about robots every other day. You're seeing a new robot come out every other day. So you use these type of words. You study the correlation of how the words are being used in the conference calls, and then you also try to use a little bit of your brain cells and see, is that word have a chance to be said now? And I think it does, and that's why I bought Hyperscaler at 80 cents, and now Hyperscaler has no sellers. People are willing to buy Hyperscaler at 99 cents. Technically means I'm up 24% on my position. I just made 24% for free. Technically, I spent $4 to make $1. So the risk to reward sucks. But look how easy it was to make 25% return on my investment just by doing little research with the help of Perplexity Finance and with the help of using earnings transcripts from the past. Humanoid at 65 is stupid for me. Like, I should probably be buying more humanoid right now, but because my account is so low, I only have 26 bucks cash left. I've been taking losses after losses. So like I can't afford to size up right now. I have to size down. I have to play according to my bank account. So because of that, I'm only able to trade 5 shares at a time, sadly. But look at this talent. Oh, it hasn't been said yet. Self-driving. Self-driving, you're telling me is only at 66.74? While the whole world is talking about self-driving every single day. Arizona, I didn't think was a word that would be said, so I didn't buy it. So things like that, just simple logic. Just apply simple logic to the trades, and there's so much opportunities out there. Tariff, I think Tariff has a high probability. Going through previous transcripts, Tariff also had a high probability. But oh, not over there. Over here, once. Over here, 3 times. Over here, once. So going through previous calls, tariffs was said quite a bit, but now, tariffs were canceled for chips. Now the chips laws were lifted. So I don't think tariffs are going to be that important of a word that's said unless like a conference call question person, or what are the questioners come out and bait them into saying tariff, then that could ruin my day, right? That could ruin my day. If the question person says tariff themselves, that could ruin my day over here too. That's why it's not the safest bet over here to buy tariff, no. But everything else, I just felt like it was no-brainer free money. Like Hyperscaler was absolutely no-brainer free money. Humanoid was no-brainer free money in my opinion, but we'll see if it plays out that way, if they actually come out and say it. Chat, my mom's here real quick. I'm gonna go have to help her with groceries. So I'll be right back while I leave the earnings call for you guys. Okay, be right back.
Pharmaceutical industry's most powerful data center. And just today, AWS and Humane expanded their partnership, including the deployment of up to 150,000 AI accelerators, including our GB300. xAI and Humane also announced a partnership in which the two will jointly develop a network of world-class GPU data centers anchored by the flagship 500-megawatt facility. Blackwell gained further momentum in Q3 as GB300 crossed over GB200 and contributed roughly 2/3 of the total Blackwell revenue. The transition to GB300 has been seamless, with production shipments to the major cloud service providers, hyperscalers, and GP clouds, and is already driving their growth. The Hopper platform, in its 13th quarter since inception, recorded approximately $2 billion in revenue in Q3. H20 sales were approximately $50 million. Sizable purchase orders never materialized in the quarter due to geopolitical issues and the increasingly competitive market in China. While we were disappointed in the current state that prevents us from shipping more competitive data center compute products to China, we are committed to continued engagement with the U.S. and China governments, and will continue to advocate for America's ability to compete around the world. To establish a sustainable leadership position in AI computing, America must win the support of every developer and be the platform of choice for every commercial business, including those in China. The Rubin platform is on track to ramp in the second half of 2026. Powered by 7 chips, the Vera Rubin platform will once again deliver an X-factor improvement in performance relative to Blackwell. We have received silicon back from our supply chain partners and are happy to report that NVIDIA teams across the world are executing the bring up beautifully. Rubin is our 3rd generation rack scale system, substantially redefined the manufacturability while remaining compatible with Grace Blackwell. Our supply chain, data center ecosystem, and cloud partners have now mastered the build to installation process of NVIDIA's rack architecture. Our ecosystem will be ready for a fast Rubin ramp. Our annual X-factor performance leap increases performance per dollar while driving down computing costs for our customers. The long useful life of NVIDIA's CUDA GPUs is a significant TCO advantage over accelerators. CUDA's compatibility and our massive installed base extend the life of NVIDIA systems well beyond their original estimated useful life. For more than 2 decades, we have optimized the CUDA ecosystem, improving existing workloads, accelerating new ones, and increasing throughput with every software release. Most accelerators without
I'm back.
NVIDIA's time-tested and versatile architecture became obsolete within a few years as modern technologies evolve. Thanks to CUDA, the A100
blasted my
GPUs
nose with
we
my
shipped
headphones.
6 years ago are still running.
Oh my God,
at
that
full
hurt.
utilization today, powered by vastly improved software stack.
Oh,
We have evolved over the past 24
blasted my
from a
nose with the
gaming GPU
fucking
company
headphones.
to now an AI
Oh, that
data center
hurt.
infrastructure company. Our ability to innovate across
I'm just farming
CPU,
clips today, huh?
GPU, networking,
Holy.
software, and ultimately drive
Were
down
any more of my
cost
words said?
is unmatched.
Oh, I thought
across
humanoid
the
was said for a
industry.
second.
Our networking business, purpose-built for AI, and now the largest in the world, generated revenue of $8.2 billion, up 162%
8.2
year-over-year.
billion, nuts.
With NVLink, InfiniBand, and Spectrum X Ethernet.
Jensen's
all
actually
distributed
made it to the call? I didn't think Jensen
We
would
are
make it to
winning
the
in
call
AI
because
networking
Jensen was like
as
hanging
the
out with Trump or
majority of
something.
AI
Oh
deployments
wait, no,
now
this could
include
be
our
previous
switches with
conferences.
Ethernet GPU attach rates
Is this
roughly
today?
on
This is
par
today, right?
with InfiniBand. Meta, Microsoft, Oracle, and xAI are building
Hey, this is today.
gigawatt AI factories with Spectrum X Ethernet switches, and each will run
How is
on
the
operating system
transcript
choice,
knowing what
providing
the words are gonna be
flexibility
said before
and
they're
openness
said, chat?
of our platform. We recently introduced Spectrum XGS, a scale-across technology that enables gigascale
You guys seeing
AI
this?
factories. NVIDIA is the only company with AI scale-up, scale-out, and scale-across platforms, reinforcing
Is it
our leadership
transcribing
position in
it
the
first?
market as
Yeah,
the
there's gotta be a delay,
AI
right? There's a delay to the stream.
customer
It's
interest in
transcribing
NVLink
it,
Fusion
and then
continues to rise.
it's giving us the
Announced
thing.
strategic collaboration with
It's the
Fujitsu
delay
in
of the
October,
stream.
where we will
But then if the
integrate
stream is
Fujitsu
oh, they're streaming the
GPUs
delay
and
to
NVIDIA
me.
GPUs via NVLink Fusion,
The,
connecting
the, the
our
delay
largest
is
GPUs.
in Perplexity
We
Finance,
also
so they're
announced a
delaying the
collaboration with Intel
voice so
to
they can
develop
transcribe it
multiple
first.
generations of
So
customer
technically,
data center
we're not the
and
fastest
compute
by listening to
connecting
it this way,
NVIDIA
which we
and
knew. I
AI
told this
ecosystem
last time.
engineering.
I mentioned this.
This
If you
week,
are trading this
computing
live,
TraderPrad
which means you're
on
listening
and
to it
Downgrade will be
and you're
equal
trading it as the words are being
NVIDIA
said,
IP for
in that
customers
case,
to build
you need to
CPU
make sure
SoCs
that you
that connect
are,
open backwards.
you know, on the
Currently,
direct
Nvidia's
source
600
of the call. You are directly
NVLink
calling
is the only
into their
proven
Zoom
scale-up
calls,
technology
whatever the conference
available
call
in the
is.
market
Put in
today.
the buzzer code, go into the
In the
conference call
latest
yourself,
MLPerf
and
training
then
results,
only
Blackwell
can you
Ultra
trade this
delivers
live as the words are
5x
being said.
faster
Otherwise,
time
you're
to
going to be
train
behind. You're
than
going to be
copper
behind
NVIDIA
computers. You're going to be
Sweat
behind
ever
traders who
has.
are actually doing that.
Notably,
If you're
NVIDIA is
using
the
third-party
only
platforms
training
like Perplexity
platform
Finance, like
providing
I am at the moment,
FP4
which is
or
transcribing it
next
for me,
MLPerf
you're not going to be the
strict
fastest
accuracy
trading
measures.
it this way. Just simply not going to be the
Semi-analysis,
fastest. As this
inference-based
conference
benchmarks
call is going
are
on right
also
now, let's go
key
see
for
if
highest
Nvidia has
performance
made another
and
run
lowest
up, and the
total
answer
cost of
is yes.
ownership
We are
across
still
every
climbing
model
up over here,
and
now
price
almost
range.
hitting 200. Well,
Particularly
not yet, but
speaking of
we're
Blackwell's
pushing into
unmatched performance
198.60 over
on a
here.
mixture
I'm
of
surprised
experts
that
and
they did not
architecture
put
with the world's most
Blackwell
popular
in the
GPU.
words list over here at all.
DeepSeek
Gaming was clearly
R1 Blackwell
said.
delivers
H2O has been
10x
said already.
performance per watt
TSMC has not been
and
said.
10x lower cost per token versus
Hyperscaler has been
H200,
said.
a huge generational leap fueled by our extreme co-design
I feel like I'm
approach.
gonna get cooked. Why haven't any of these
NVIDIA
words been said yet? I
Dynamo,
guess it's only
an
been
open
15,
source,
16
low
minutes.
latency modular inference framework has now been adopted by every major cloud service provider, leveraging Dynamo's enablement and disaggregated inference, the resulting increase in
I'm not
performance
seeing any
of
of the words at the
complex AI
moment being
models,
mentioned.
such as MOE models,
It writes
AWS,
like 5 to
Google
10
Cloud,
seconds at a
Microsoft
time. You
Azure,
can count the
and
delay
OCI,
between when
have
it starts to
boosted
stop
AI
writing. Yeah, I've
inference
seen that. I can see
performance
that.
for enterprise cloud customers. We are working
My
on a
nose still
strategic
hurts from me
partnership
banging my
with
headphones into
OpenAI,
it.
focused on helping them
Holy.
build and deploy at least 10 gigawatts of AI data centers. In addition, we have
Meantime,
the
let's go
opportunity
take a look
to
at
invest in the
PanW.
company. We
Still
serve
crashing.
OpenAI
Holding
through
off.
their
Look,
cloud
my
partners,
lines are working.
Microsoft
Oh, the Prad
Azure,
lines.
OCI, and CoreWeave. We will continue to do so
I
for
heard
the
something about
foreseeable future.
OpenAI.
As they continue to scale, we are delighted to support the company to add self-build infrastructure, and we are working toward a definitive agreement and are excited to support OpenAI's growth.
My nose red, chat.
Yesterday, we celebrated an announcement with Anthropic.
My nose
For
red.
the first time, Anthropic is adopting NVIDIA, and we are establishing a deep technology partnership to
Partner
support
with Anthropic. That's
AI.
Cloud.
We will
CLAUDE.
collaborate to
Cloud.
optimize
Claude?
Anthropic
Claude?
models
Not
for
Cloud.
cloud
Maybe
and
Claude.
deliver the
Claude
best
Sonnet.
possible performance, efficiency, and TCO. We will also optimize future NVIDIA architectures for Anthropic workloads. Anthropic's
It's
compute
big but not red.
commitment is
Wow.
initially
Thanks.
including up to 1 gigawatt of compute capacity with Grace Blackwell and Vera Rubin systems.
How did
Our strategic investments in Anthropic, Mistral,
so
OpenAI,
on
Flex, Thinking
Polymarket?
Machines,
I
and
made a
others
tweet about
represent
this today.
partnerships that
80%
grow the NVIDIA
probability
CUDA
with
AI
$400,000,
ecosystem and enable every model
$450,000.
to
You guys
run
can't see that picture
optimally on
properly.
NVIDIA's everywhere. We will continue to invest strategically while preserving our disciplined approach.
Open image in a
to
new
cash flow
tab.
management.
New
Physical
tab. There
AI
you go. Can you
is
guys see that?
already
Nope,
a
not yet.
multi-billion-dollar business addressing a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity and the next leg of growth for
There you
NVIDIA.
go. So
Leading US manufacturers
$450,000
and
were
robotics
traded
engineers
on the
are
Nvidia
leveraging
market on
NVIDIA's
Polymarket
three-computer
with the
architecture to
expectation that
train on
82%
NVIDIA.
probability that
Test
they
on
will beat the
Omnivere's
earnings
computer
report,
and
and
deploy
looks like they
real-world
basically got
AI
that right.
in
Let's go
Jensen
check
robotic
out if it's now
computers.
at 100%. There you go. That was
ETC
right.
and Siemens
So
introduced
I'm just gonna go
new
ahead
services
and
that
boost
bring
this tweet
Omniverse-powered
again.
digital twin workflows to their extensive installed base
Polymarket.
of customers. Companies including Belden, Caterpillar, Foxconn, Lucid Motors, Toyota, TSMC, and Wistron are building Omniverse digital twin factories to accelerate AI-driven manufacturing and automation. Agility Robotics, Amazon Robotics,
Post that
Figure,
real quick out
and
there.
Skilled at AI are building our platform, tapping offerings.
Hey, Cosmos! There you go, chat. We talked about Cosmos. They said Cosmos. And bang, look at that. No more sellers in Cosmos. We have Cosmos at 58 cents, up 70% on that position. I showed you live how I did that research for Cosmos. Okay, I showed you live how I did the research for any of the words, even Omniverse. Omniverse was a word. Where's Omniverse? I'm pretty sure Omniverse was a word. There you go, Omniverse. 99 cents. No more sellers. People are now willing to buy 99 cents for $1. They'll only make 1 penny if anyone does sell it to them. But you could have bought this at 60, 70 cents on the dollar because it's trading at 50%, right? It was trading at 50%, and now you could have bought that for 60, 70 cents on the dollar. Omniverse. Omniverse has been said right here in our words while I'm reading. TSMC. They just said TSMC. We could have bought TSMC for 50 cents on the dollar. That's at 90 cents at the moment. Look at that, right? So just by doing research, gaming revenue, Nvidia was born out of gaming. Nvidia was born out of gaming, and then Bitcoin turned Nvidia into something it wasn't. And now AI is turning Nvidia into something it's never been thought before. So why would they not say gaming? Without gaming, Nvidia would have been nothing. So just by knowing simple things like this can make you money, and that's the future we're living in, guys. Like previously, you would have to use these conference calls and go out there and put your money to work on the stock market. Thankfully, you know, if you did it, you would have been profitable because Nvidia is just a straight rocket ship up right now. But there's different ways to take advantage of these things now. Now you can put your money in the stock market, and you can directly also go ahead and play words bingo on Polymarket, and you can go bet on the EPS beating or not beating on Polymarket. You can directly hedge your own position off Nvidia on Polymarket through their financial markets over here, whereas stocks. So man, I should have done this. Oh, I'm an idiot. So this market over here is going to be guessing where Nvidia. Oh, these are new markets. I haven't seen these markets before. These are new markets over here. Interesting.
It's an engineering development costs.
Ooh.
Non-GAAP effective tax rate for the third quarter was just over 17%, higher than our guidance.
Interesting. The one I was going to talk about is, will Nvidia close above or below the previous day's close? So you could have gone long Nvidia after hours, and then you could have also said Nvidia will close above yesterday's close and make double the money. But now you can see there's different markets, new strike prices. These are like almost options markets over here, technically. What? Well, what are we talking about over here, guys? Well, the stock market's dead. Stock market's dead. Like, there's basically new options markets now on Polymarket that I haven't seen before. Nuts. But you get the idea now. Just by doing a little bit of research, we made 25% here. We made 70% here. Waiting for other positions to see how they play out.
And 75%.
Come on.
Plus or minus 50.
Now I know, like, hey, Prad, you're hyping up and getting all happy about making $1, or you're hyping up and getting all happy about making $2. Guys, it's all relative. It's all relative, okay? You could have bought the same position I did with 500 shares if you wanted to, and you could have made $500, right? So it's all relative. My bank account over here for Polymarket has been depleted because I made some very poor decisions. I treated Polymarket as a sports gambling book a little while, and that caused me to completely ruin my account. I went up to $80 twice, and I'm down 40 now, which is horrible. Horrible. But I believe if I do the right thing, be a man, do the right thing, don't be stupid, don't start gambling on sports again, and then you will be able to make that go up. Look at that. Self-driving is now trading at 99 cents, almost like the word's been said. Has it been said? Let's go check it out.
We see something very different. As a reminder,
self-driving solutions.
Unlike any other accelerator.
Okay? What did we buy self-driving at? 68 cents.
From pre-training
Up 45%
to
on that position.
and with
It's
our
all
2
about the
decades
percentages.
investment
You
in
could make
full
fun of me
access
for the
to
dollar
high
amount.
quality,
I'm okay with that. I don't care. Because I know if I keep doing this and I do it repetitively and I do it successfully, these numbers will add up and I can scale with it and I can grow with it. And I'm just showing you how to do it. It's up to you if you want to do it or not. Out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words that I have on my bingo card, 1, 2, 3 have been said already, and we're waiting to see how the rest of them play out.
The first transition is
That's
from
all. My
CPU
boner is
to
showing. Sadly,
to
it's only
GPU
2 inches
accelerator.
long, so I don't know how you can see that unless you have a magnifying glass or something, but it is a little part. It's a little chub chub. It's a little chub chub.
Representing hundreds of
Now we just need
billions of
humanoid,
dollars in compute
talent,
cloud computing
and
spend
no
each
tariffs.
year.
Come on,
Many of
Jay
these
Huang.
devices, which ran once exclusively on CPUs, are now
No
rapidly
tariff yet.
shifting to CUDA GPUs.
No talent yet.
Accelerated
And no
computing
humanoid yet.
has reached a tipping point. Secondly, AI has
Humanoid.
also reached a tipping
Nah,
point
no humanoid yet.
and is transforming existing
Feels good when you see
applications
potential in the process. I
while
mean,
enabling
you know,
entirely
it's
new ones.
it's just simple. It's so simple that anyone can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. That's what makes it simple, right? So what's stopping you from doing it? Go make a Polymarket account. Go sign up using my link in the description. That gives me $10 if you use my link and you put some money into your account. I get $10 out of it. Full transparency. But I want you to go explore these opportunities for yourself. Like, there's so much money to be made on this website. It's practically giving you money for free because there's so many idiots out there on this market that they don't know what they're doing. And idiots are the best spot to steal money from, sadly, right? That's how it works. Dumb money loses, smart money wins. Simple as that. As simple as that. After this, I do have to get offline. It's almost 5:30. I gotta go make some. I'm making tofu, coconut shrimp curry for dinner for my family. So I gotta go cut some vegetables, cut some bok choy, some tofu, some shrimp, cook it up in the coconut curry. Do the flip. Do the walk flip and everything. Hopefully it comes out well, so we'll see how it happens. My mom just came home with all the ingredients. I was telling her what to buy, what not to buy while I was sitting at home trading markets. So now that all the ingredients are home, time to make the family some bok choy, tofu, red peppers, mushrooms, coconut curry. I might have to make some vegetarian too for my dad because he doesn't really eat non-vegetarian food anymore. He's gone full Hindu. He used to love vegetarian food, or sorry, non-vegetarian food, but now my family got into like some next cult and they stopped eating non-vegetarian food. I blame that cult for my family. I hope my mom's not hearing me talk shit. She's gonna come through the door beating my ass.
Revolutionary, giving rise to new applications, companies.
My Gramps and Pops did the same. Yeah. I mean, you know, if it gives them mental peace, that's all I care about. I just don't want them to, you know, completely get lost in the cult bullshit, you know? Just don't get completely lost in the cult bullshit. Just, if they're teaching you good things. All cults, all religions have goods and bads. As long as you're absorbing the good and you're dismissing the bad, that's all that matters. That's all that matters, right? Am I no longer live on Twitch? Oh, I am. Okay, good.
In a cloud, and also from cloud to enterprise to robots.
Robots!
One architecture. Toshia, back to you.
Are they gonna not say humanoid and robots? That's it?
Operator, would you please pull for questions?
I might lose humanoid here because they used robots instead of humanoid. So we might lose over here for that one.
We'll pause for just a moment to compile the
Look at that. The bids dried up. No one wants to buy as high anymore. The fact that robot was said and not humanoid, that might be a loser right there. So, sometimes you do your research and your research doesn't pay
Your
you,
line is open.
right? See, notice how in this
Great, thank
context
you.
it was
What if
humanoid
you could
robots
update-
with
you talked
RTX
about the
embedded
500 billion of
GPUs.
revenue for
In
Blackwell
this
improving
context, it was
25 and 26.
humanoid
As
robots
you can see,
enabling, again,
that line you
humanoid
talked about
efforts.
150 billion of
Again,
that
over
already having
here,
been shipped.
humanoid
So before we wrap
robot.
up,
So
are
the
those still
fact
kind of
that
just general
over here
parameters,
today,
such as 350
humanoid was
billion
not said, but
in the next
robot
kind
was
of,
said
you know,
multiple times.
14 months or so?
It's
And, you know,
it
I would
means
assume over
we
that
might
time, you'd be able to
automatically
see all the
lose on
demand
this
that there
one
is.
now.
There's any possibility of upside to those numbers as we move forward?
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I'll start first.
Yeah,
with
robotics was
response
mentioned
to,
a lot, but not a
yes, that's
single
correct.
time was
We
humanoid
are,
mentioned.
Working into our 500 billion forecast, and we are on track for that as we have finished some of the quarters, and now we have several quarters now in front of us to take us through the end
Where
of
is it?
calendar year
1,
26.
2,
The
3.
number will grow.
We might
We
lose
will
on
achieve
2 of them.
four
Talent
additional
has
units
not
of
been said
compute,
either.
that will be shippable by fiscal year 26. So we shipped 50 billion this quarter.
Yeah,
But we
the
will
book
be,
completely dried up. There is
not
no more
finished
buyers,
with
no more
Insight, and we'll
sellers.
probably
Nobody
be
wants to
taking
gamble on
more
that one.
orders.
Makes sense,
For
obviously.
example, just even today, our announcements with KSA, and that agreement in itself is 400 to 600,000 more GPUs over 3 years. Anthropic is also.
Why would they say
committed to that.
Taiwan? They
So
said
there's definitely
TSMC,
an
so
opportunity
Taiwan is
for us
probably
to
a
have
no. So if you can
more
buy
on
no
top of
right
the
now,
500
sadly it's
billion that we announced.
99 cents. The risk is too high.
The next question comes
Automation
from
has been
TJ
said.
Muse with Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the question. There's clearly a great deal of consternation around the magnitude of AI infrastructure build-outs and the ability to fund
Somebody say
such plans
humanoid.
and
Doesn't
the
matter
ROI.
if
Yet,
if
you know, at
a
the same time,
questioner or
we're talking
interviewer
about getting
asks a
sold out
question,
every stood-up
the
GPU
Q&A will
extension.
count towards the
The AI
resolution of
world
the
hasn't seen the
market.
enormous benefit
This
yet,
market
from
will resolve
B300, never
based
mind
on,
Rubin,
okay, any
and
usage of the
Gemini
term,
3 just
regardless of
announced,
context, will
Grok
count
coming
towards the
soon.
resolution of the
And
market.
so the question is this: when you look at that as the backdrop, do you see a realistic path for supply to catch up with demand over the next 12 to 18 months, or do you think it can extend beyond that time frame?
So right now we have 2 winners, might have 2 losers, and then tariff is a hit or miss depending on the context of the questions and what type of questions are being asked. So you might have 3 winners, 2 losers, overall profitable. TSMC was said again. So why would they say Taiwan? So now you might use this type of logic to go like, huh, TSMC, 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 but Taiwan is not being said. Maybe it's worth to buy some Taiwan, right? But there are no sellers right now. So you could bid 68, you could bid 67, maybe a seller sells into you, and then you pray that the word is not said afterwards. That's kind of live trading, in my opinion. That's a little bit more gambling than doing what I did, which is, you know, researching and placing it before the conference actually happens. So that's another way to play it. Just another way to kind of, you know, human vocal patterns, how words are usually structured together. If you understand those type of situations, I'm not calling myself a linguistics expert, but I have a little bit of an idea of how things are structured. So if you are able to understand that, then the chances of Taiwan being said are lower now because of how TSMC is being used. The chances of humanoid are being said is now lower because not once has humanoid been mentioned, even though robots and robotics have been mentioned. So that's why I believe I'm going to take a L over here. And if that is the case, you know, I could try to offer my position at break even and see if someone buys it from me. Sell yes shares at, no, not market. Sell my yes shares back at 64 cents and see if someone comes out and buys it. Now, this could also end up being in a way where they say the word, and then someone comes up and buys my humanoid 64, And, you know, had I just held it, I would have been profitable on it. That's also a possibility, right? So sometimes that happens. That's why I don't like to trade these live. I rather position myself in them before the event happens and then let God play his hand with me, right? See how it plays out.
And so I think that that's just one example, and the list goes on. You know, whether it's open evidence and the work that they
We'll
do
see if
to
someone
vet
buys
code,
my 64. If someone buys my 64, the chances are that's because humanoid was said.
I mean, the number of really exciting startups that are taking advantage of generative AI and agentic AI is growing quite rapidly. And not to
So yeah, that's
mention,
that.
we're all using
You
it.
guys got the basic
And so all of
gist,
these
the basic
exponential,
idea
not to mention
of
even just today, I was
of
reading
how
a
this
post
basically works now.
from Demis, and he was saying
Tomorrow
that
we
Bitcoin, the
have,
first
let me
three
go quickly check what
are
markets are there
fully
for
intact.
tomorrow.
You know,
Tomorrow we
and
have
Bitcoin
Walmart
takes advantage
pre-market.
of
So
the
most likely
scaling
will not
laws
be live
and
for
the
that
governance
one.
that oversee
25th of
huge
November
jump
we'll
in
have
volume
Dell.
and
So that's a
performance
pretty
in all
important one,
indicators.
4 p.m. Make
So
sure
we're
you tune
seeing
into
all
that.
of
Maybe
these
I'll even go
exponentials
live a
kind of
little bit
running at
earlier
the
so
same
we can
time.
cover that conference
And
call. Actually,
it
no,
just
this conference
just
call might
honors
be
the
like
back
5
first
o'clock.
principles
4
and think
o'clock
about
might be
what's
when their
happening
earnings are
in
reported.
each one of the domains
Maybe
that I
not. Maybe the
mentioned
conference call is
before.
actually at 4 o'clock. We'll have to do some
Supercomputing,
research.
accelerated
Snowflake's
computing,
another good one to
generative
keep an
AI
eye out
replacing
for.
classical
December
machine
conference
learning
call from, not
because
conference call, the
agentic AI
FOMC
will
from
be
December,
running
Powell.
contracts.
That's a good one to watch out. And then obviously the earnings names. Where's
The
VIX?
next question comes from Vivek Arya with Bank of
Where did my
America
VIX
Securities.
position go?
Your line is open.
Thanks for taking my question. I'm curious, what assumptions are you making on Nvidia content per gigawatt
Hello?
in that 500 billion number? Because we have heard, numbers as low as 25 billion per gigawatt of
I lost
content, or
on
as
this?
high as 30 or
They
40
ended up
billion per
beating their
gigawatt.
conference
So I'm
call or
curious
their
what
earnings?
power and what
Huh?
dollar per gigawatt
What? It
assumptions
says I'm
you
up
are
400%, but I'm
making
not. I
as part
lost
of
on
that
this.
500 billion
Yes, no
number.
dispute. They ended up
And
beating their
then longer
EPS.
term,
Well, we were
Jensen,
wrong
the 3 to
on
4
this name,
trillion in
sadly,
data
and we
center by
lost
2030
$5
was
here.
mentioned. How much of that do you think will require vendor financing, and how much of that can be supported by cash flows of your large customers or governments or enterprises? Thank you.
In each generation, from
All
Ampere
right.
to Hopper, from Hopper to Blackwell, Blackwell to Rubin, we are
Please say talent, humanoid, and no tariffs. Come on, give me 100% win rate.
and Hopper generation was probably.
Can someone call into the conference call for me and then bait him into saying humanoid? That would be awesome. Please and thanks.
Grace Blackwell particularly.
2351 VIX. I don't think that matters anymore because Nvidia is at $200.
And in
I don't
each
think that
one of these
matters.
generations, the speed up is X factors, and therefore
Nvidia is the biggest anti-VIX indicator at the moment.
And the most important thing is, in the end,
But chat, that's basically it. That's all she wrote for today. I don't really have much else to talk about. Good news though, I have a good news to mention. My account is fully ready. So tomorrow I should be able to trade, which means I'll be on the live markets tomorrow. Will be a lot of fun. So starting tomorrow, I think you guys are gonna see more charts, more stock related stuff again, and not as much poly market stuff. Also, tomorrow 1 o'clock I'll be live on Stock Trader Network. So tune in to Stock Trader Network if you want to watch me. I think I'll also have a YouTube link, so I'll post a YouTube link on Twitter when I get it. So make sure you are staying tuned to my Twitter page around 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. That'll be another show over there, which we go live for every Thursday. So tune into that. For now, this conference call is about to come to an end. I gotta head out. I gotta go make some dinner. It's been over an hour over here. My allotted timeline for the stream. So I'm gonna call it. Thank you for hanging out. We made some money. Hopefully we'll make a little bit more money before this conference call ends, but looks not so good for me at the moment. So we're just, look at that, sellers coming in at 56. So they are willing to take the loss because everyone's in the same mentality as me right now that these words are most likely not going to be said. That's how it's pricing, at least. They're being priced in a way where these words won't be said, which is humanoid. Hyperscaler got said again.
Is that the investment on
right?
Nvidia GPUs
Hyperscaler was said 6-7 times. So that's basically a 70% probability, let's say. I'm just throwing out a random number over there. And you were able to buy it for 80% probability. Not bad numbers, right? Not bad numbers.
It's about
Please say
deflationary
humanoid.
cost, the incredible deflationary cost of computing over time, but that has slowed. Therefore, a new approach is necessary for them to keep driving the cost.
I don't think he's gonna say humanoid. But chat, see you tomorrow. Oh, before I head out, there is an IPO tomorrow called Bank something Bank.
Current business models.
There's an IPO tomorrow. It's just a small bank company, Central Bank. So watch out for this one. It'll be interesting to see how they set up. I wasn't too excited with the details that I found about it. So I think we can just leave it there. Yeah, let's end it there. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Go make some money. Make sure you tune in 4:30 Monday to Thursday, final stream of the week tomorrow. So make sure you tune in for that one. We'll have more fun on poly market and on the stock market. Love you guys. Peace.
Well, that has gone generative AI. So the first two things that I've just said, hundreds of billions of dollars of CapEx is going to have to be invested, is fully cash flow funded. What is above it, therefore, is agentic AI. This is revenue